Welcome to DK Champ. These are my results from last night's contest. Did decently well in all of these, and these were the picks that I showed you in the last video. So I wanted to give you some guys that I like in tonight's slate as well. So we'll go to the lobby, which my internet is working really slow where I'm at, so bear with me if it's taking a while for this to come up. But tonight's slate's really interesting. There are 8 games, and it looks like there's some good value here, but there's also a couple of must plays in my opinion, so I'll go over some of these with you. I'm going to put in several lineups tonight. I'll probably play a couple of dollar lineups and then several quarter lineups, just because I'm not 100% certain on how to approach it, but I'm going to show you the guys that I'm going to play the most of. I'm not going to give a full lineup, but I'll show you the guys that I'm going to play the most of. Westbrook definitely is going to be a good option to play tonight, but he is very expensive. The next one is Chris Paul. It's probably going to see a 50-point game. For 93, that's probably worth the value. I think he'd be a good one to play there. The rest of these guys are, probably going to average 35 to 40 fantasy points. I like C.J. McCollum as well at point guard, shooting guard. So those are my 3 there. 4 shooting guards. I like I said, McCollum. I like Magruder. I like Josh Richardson. I'll probably play Bazemore a little bit. And then, not sure what's going to happen in Washington. There's a ton of injuries, so you can kind of play that by ear. I think Bradley Beal is a must play, but if everything sits as it is right now, you may want to try to get Green in your lineup, and I think he's listed as forward. He's in a forward spot. So Green will be a good one to put into your lineups. He's in the forward spot, so we'll go to him. But, in the forward spot, there's so much value that it's probably going to get overlooked quite a bit. So if everything sits as is, I would fade Porter and roll with Green. And I think he's 36 or 39, no, 44. Jeff Green for 44 will be a good value pick, so you can get some of the bigger guys in your lineup. So others at forward that have been decently well: Magruder, we already said. Jay Rich, we said. Prince has been pretty good, and going against Cleveland, just depends on how that game flows, but he could be potentially profitable in that game. So we'll go to forward, power forward. I really like Blake Griffin tonight as a bounce back. He's dropped a lot in salary, so he's only 82. I think it's worth a risk to put him in there. Tatum looks decent. Depending on what happens in Cleveland, if Nance can get some more minutes, I think he could be very productive. Just depends on how many minutes he ends up with tonight. Covington is probably going to have a decent game. This is a good matchup for him. Deedman, definitely a good price for him. We got Green again. There's people in here that a lot of people are going to be talking about, and I'm going to fade these guys as much as possible. Pretty much these guys that are coming in and scoring 40 points in a night, they're not going to do that 2 nights in a row. So I'm going to fade those for tonight anyway. So we'll go to center. And Embiid, if you can afford him, would be a good pick. There's just a ton of value here at center. Cauley Stein, I like him tonight. Deedman, which we already talked about. And that's pretty much what I like. So I'm going to be making some lineups with these guys. I'll show you who my top picks are going to be. I'm definitely going to be playing Paul just because of his upkick in minutes. I'm going to be playing Bill. here I'm either going to go Magruder, J. Rich, or I may go down for some value. Buddy Held has had a really good run here. I'll probably play him in a few lineups. Like I said, I'm going to stay away from Porter, and I'm going to go down to Green. Now, depending on, you need to check the lineups when they come out at 6. If Green is in the starting lineup, play him. If he's not, I would just put him in a few lineups. Power forward, I really like Griffin, but he's expensive, so we'll look at some of the cheaper options. Covington, of course. Let's just take a look here. My internet is really not working with me today. So, I mean, I think this will be a good matchup for Deedman. I think he's going to get some more minutes, and he should be productive, but he's a little bit risky. He's going to be a guy you want to play in GPPs. Put him in a few and just see what happens. This is the stuff I'm talking about with, he's getting a ton of minutes, but with 44 points last game, it's probably not going to meet that production in this game. I mean, he may go off, but I seriously doubt it. I wouldn't risk this one. And if you want to play him in GPPs, he's a great option. But I'm not going to play him in some of these cash lineups that I'm going to play. And I will play a few GPPs as well. So I'm going to go with Griffin. There's a lot of value, so I'm just going to stack this top part, show you these guys I like, and then we'll roll from there. If you got the money, go with Embiid, depending on how you want to construct your lineup. I like Cauley Stein. I think I'm going to roll with Cauley Stein. So these are kind of like the guys that I'm going to get started with most of my lineups and roll from there. That leaves me 5,000 average for 3 people. So that should be fairly easy to do. But I think Paul, Bill, Griffin need to be in all of your lineups if you're trying to play cash or going for GPPs. So those are the guys that I really like tonight. If you look, it says they have difficult matchups, but they're all going to get either a bump in minutes, or they're coming back from a game where they didn't perform as well, or someone's injured that they're going against. So that's the reason that I've picked these guys. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please, if you did win last night using the lineups that I put out, please comment and let people know that you're using these and they're working. And share with your friends so everyone can be successful with daily fantasy sports. So thanks so much for watching, and good luck tonight.